Hey, it's Tim here, and I just finished watching the presidential debate, the US presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And oh my goodness, I think we were all expecting it to be, a pretty epic debate. But boy, oh boy, was it cringeworthy at times, just sitting there watching the level of discourse capitulate into such dehumanizing and really lack of honest intellectual discussion, really, at times. And but to not really focus on that, it really made me think about the latest episode of the Justice Matters podcast I just posted with guest Brad Chilcott. And one of the things he says is it seems like the left and the right are in this slanging, match. And the middle of Australia, and he was talking to some of the political discourse that's going on here in Australia, had pretty much the middle of Australia just checked out. They're not interested. And I feel like parts of what I saw would just kind of reinforce that notion of really what's happening around the world. With discussions on issues and topics that are so important. And it seems like the left and the right are just lobbing firebombs at each other from a distance, and we're unable to get in close where the middle of society really lives and is affected by the consequences of these discussions and the decisions that are made. And there were moments in the US debate where, without revealing too much where my preference lies, but my most favorite part of it was when the candidates, one in particular, spoke directly at the camera and spoke to the people. And I really feel like, to me, it is so important that, the name calling, even sometimes the emotion. I'm someone that can get quite emotional when I engage a topic or a discussion, but some of it just needs to be checked at the door, and we really need to listen and not do a lot of talking when someone is sharing and talking. I feel like we need to learn how to pause. We need to learn how to listen to the other side. Not that you have to agree with everything, but to hold space for other people's opinions to be heard. And I think it's really important in a lot of the issues that are facing us today that can be controversial, that impact our day-to-day lives, whether it be about, hot political issues like the coronavirus or, immigration, or issues that impact us on the economy, the way we should run our economy, that impact everyday people, and that are out. We're just out here trying to hopefully build a society, I think, where everyone is valued and belongs. And, that's one of the things I loved about the conversation I had with Brad. It was a really, really enriching conversation about a number of different issues. And, of course, in line with the heart of the podcast, Justice Matters, it really is about giving voice to vulnerable, giving voice to those that tend not to have a voice, that seem to be the most vulnerable in society and impacted the most. And boy, oh boy, I'm just grateful for the platform, the opportunity to talk about this stuff. And if you get the chance to listen in, I'd love to get your feedback. I want to continue to be able to providing a platform where we can talk about issues of justice, and for me in particular, about those in society that are oppressed, that are vulnerable, that don't have a voice. You're going to really appreciate the next guest I've got coming up. She's an award-winning cinematographer and uses film and documentaries to tell people's stories, and there's an incredible way of really giving voice and empowering others. You'll appreciate some of the other guests that I've had that are using their journalism or using charities that they've started to really support those in society that are vulnerable. And these are just my thoughts, having listened to this presidential debate. And yeah, some of my takeaways, I hope, you're doing well. And if you got to this part of my video, I hope you feel valued. I hope you feel today that you are appreciated. And I wish you all the happiness. God bless you guys. Bye.